financial resources. Enjoy today's session. Back to you.
So, guys, today our session is going to be discuss how to create a very compelling statement, how to actually make your file credible enough to get the attention of whoever you're looking for you, whether it's a scholarship, a committee, or whether it's a grant or something else where you're applying. So, for this purpose, today we have with us Helena from the Sister to Sister Exchange Program for 2023. Farina is here with us, and she is incredibly active in a lot of communities. She's doing her bachelor of psychology from the Institute of Professional Psychology at the University. And in terms of other activities, she has been involved in student clubs and currently working as an assistant coordinator at Lincoln Partners Karachi. And because she has experienced the journey of crafting a personal statement, crafting a profile, we thought that she has some incredible insights to share with you and also answer any queries that you may have. So, Farida, can you give us a brief introduction of yourself, and then we can start the session by asking you some questions. Thank you. Sure. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Sky, Gail, and Marie, and the whole team for this opportunity. It is really an honor, and it's the start of my introduction. As Greg said, it is my best.
Because they had five different questions. So they had prompts, and there was a limit of 250 words for each. And the prompts were really detailed, so that definitely helped. But that's not always the case for other exchange programs. Sometimes they don't really give you a prompt. It's just they ask you for a statement of purpose. So now it's your job to decide what you want to add to that statement, because it really is the thing that's gonna show the admissions committee why you're the perfect fit for the program. And so you do have to follow some guidelines. And so to start off with a few tips that I would have is that, so you have your CV that you're gonna give alongside that personal statement, right? A lot of the times what students do is that they repeat some stuff in both of them. And I believe that is sort of like, undermining the basic point of it. I think in the personal statement, you should talk more about your personal journey, while at the same and you should make it personal, while at the same time not informal. So sometimes I have heard that people say that, being a developing country, students from Pakistan, they make it as if it seems like a sob story. And you don't want to do that. You want to make it seem like it's motivational, but at the same time, talk about the challenges that you face with our education system, or any other personal challenges that you've gone through. So I did do that in my personal statement, and so that's one tip. And then another one is to always like follow the first of all, make like bullet points, like these are the points that you want to cover in the personal statement, and then as you go along, the sentence structure will come along, which brings me to the next point, which is so now ChatGPT, AI, it's all going up the hill. So what's important to know is that you can use AI, but it's about how you use it. So what I would personally do is, so you start off, you make your own draft, but you can use AI to help you with the grammar, with the sentence structure, but with my job as an assistant coordinator, I was also hiring volunteers for our Lincoln Corner, and so we gave them a word limit of 250 words to talk about their motivations for applying to the program, and so it was very obvious. The students that were using AI, it was very obvious, and obviously that didn't leave the best first impression of them. So sometimes you feel like that it won't be obvious, but it actually is. So you have to follow that guideline as well. And I think that's all. If you guys have any more questions to ask, then I can give you more detailed, particular answers for that.
Okay, Farina, I want you to reflect on your time when you were writing the personal statement. What is the structure that you followed, or how did you actually section your personal statement? I understand that we were given prompts, but even in the prompts, there was a structure of how the story was going. So if you can please.
Sure. So I think you should start off setting the tone of the statement. So you have to address the prompt first of all, and then you mention the proper event or whatever led or whatever you're going to relate to that prompt. But most importantly, you want to really focus on the takeaways. You want to mention why you're relating that prompt, that event with that prompt, and what you learned from that experience. I remember one of the questions was that, have you ever faced a challenge or a disagreement with your co-workers, your colleagues, your teachers, and how did you deal with that challenge? What did you learn from it? So I think this is a really good prompt, and it really shows the admissions committee your personality, your conflict resolution skills, and how you'll be able to navigate in a different environment. So going to an exchange program definitely is, a big deal, and they really wanted to see if the students will be able to handle that. So it's important to know to choose the best answer for this. And I think, and again, another thing was that in the interview, they asked me a very similar question to this. So I believe that they were again, sort of making sure that I actually wrote that. And so again, personal statement, you're gonna write it, right? And in your English language skills are also showcased in the personal statement. And then in the interview, sometimes I think, not always, this is not always gonna be the case. They do see if they match, if your writing style, your talking style, they match or not. So.
So one important component of the personal statement, and this is a prompt which is given in a variety of statements, is that you have to address a challenge that you have faced or a strength or weakness about you. Can you please elaborate how one should answer that question, how one should make a story around it, and how did you do it?
Sure. So I think it's really important to always relate it to the particular program that you're applying for. So if, per se, an exchange program is particularly related to STEM, so I'm not from a STEM background like engineering or medicine, but if you are and you're going to mention in your weakness that, technology, you're not tech savvy or something, if you mention that, then I do think that wouldn't be the best idea, because the admissions committee is probably, I think they're definitely going to think that then you're not the perfect fit for the program. So you have to be really careful about what the weakness you're going to put in there. And then when you're putting the weakness, you also have to talk about how you're working on it. And I think the same goes for the strength as well. You don't have to make it exaggerated or anything like that, because then again, that's also not the best impression for them. That you don't want to come off as as a show off. So you have to relate it to that particular program. So whenever I think about writing a personal statement, I always think you have to tailor it according. So every exchange program, every graduate program, and universities themselves, they all have a vision. They all have a mission statement. And I think if you include that in your personal statement, then it is going to give you an upper hand. And the admissions committee is going to think that you did a lot of research before you decided to apply for the program. So that is how I would go about it.
Another question was that how important it is to network with the alumni of that particular program or the people who have already gone through the process, and to what extent did you take their advice, or how much effect did it have on you crafting your personal statement?
I think that is one of the best ideas, and I really encourage every student that comes to me to definitely reach out to alumni. And I think one of the best platforms to do that is LinkedIn. And I did do that when I was applying for my exchange program, and when now I think about applying for graduate schools, I do that. And for me, I have had a very positive experience with this. So I even recently reached out to alumni for a graduate program that I was really interested in. So you have to really, make that message properly, and so you have to show that you're motivated for the program and what your intentions are, why you're reaching out to them, what you want from them. So I reached out to an alumni. I told him that I found his journey really inspiring, and I have some questions because I'm thinking about applying for the program. And he was really kind, and he scheduled a Zoom meeting for us. I asked him all the questions, and people really are helpful. I've had even more experience similar of the similar kind. And I think what you should do is, again, don't ask them like to show you their personal statements. I think that's not the best thing to do. You can ask them what they wrote, what their experience was in the interview, and ask them how they address the prompts. And because again, when you reach out to alumni, you again find more information about the program, and then you find out whether it is a good fit for you or not. Because again, there's so many things to consider in these programs. There are a lot of logistics, and so I think I would definitely encourage people to reach out to alumni, because I think most of the times they are willing to help and willing to assist you with your applications.
So my next question is that obviously when you're applying for a program, just like you were for Sister Sister Exchange program, you looked at the profile of the candidate that they wanted. How did you prepare with your personal profile, keeping that in mind?
Yeah, so again, I went through a whole process, and you really don't have much time, because usually they give you like a month or two for the time that the applications are open. So you have to really pace up. And again, so I looked at everything that they wanted, what they were looking for, and so they also asked for a recommendation letter. So you have to again start as early as possible, because again, professors, teachers, or your supervisors and internships, they are busy. So you have to go to them, ask them. You have to show your motivation for applying to the program. And I did face a lot of rejections. Like I faced 4 or 5 of my teachers, they couldn't give me the recommendation letter because they were busy. And then again, you have to spend time there asking them. And then secondly, you have to work on your profile as well. You have to tailor your CV in a properly that makes it not only. So there are a lot of the times people here, they do struggle with making CVs, and I think that is another topic. But so I worked on that, and then again the personal statement and everything else. First of all, I made sure that I was eligible, and then I made sure that I was doing it for the right reasons, and then so that is how I went about it.
So my next question is going to be about your journey there. Like, what were another important component of if you're going on an exchange program is always like, what is it inspires you about the particular community that you would want to be part of, or their culture. For example, if I consider a US-based exchange program, what are the cultural elements that you think it is good to mention, and what are the aspects of culture we should be focused on when we're writing a motivation letter?
So again, that is a really good question. I think even in my interview, they did ask me this because they said, so US is a big country, it's a big city. Will you be able to navigate your time there? Will you be able to, be independent and do everything on your own? So yes, you do have to make sure. This is a very important point because again, it is also a very culturally diverse place, and especially the city that I went to, Boston, is a metropolitan city. So again, so much cultural diversity. So you have to be ready for that. It will be challenging. It was at the start, it was challenging for me because I also had a roommate that wasn't from my culture. So you have to be ready for all these challenges. And again, the thing with us in Pakistan is that a lot of our girls, they do tend to live more of a sheltered life, majority of us. So but again, the exposure that it gives you, if you're, open to it, it will lead to a lot of personal growth. So I would 100% encourage, but again, you have to be ready for it.
So you're quite active in in organization right now, Lincoln Corners. We all know that how important its role is in building youth. They have a lot of different mottos and a lot of different opportunities they're targeting. How do you think that your experience shaped you as a better leader, as a better person, as a better, more active member of your community? And can you shed a little insight on that?
Sure. So again, even though I went there for only 6 weeks, I think it was like more than enough, because again, like everyone around me says that like you've changed a lot. It seems that you've grown a lot just in those 6 weeks. And yeah, so after coming back, I did feel that new opportunities were coming up, and I did have this upper hand in terms of my application. And even in the interview, when they saw that I had been on an exchange program, they were asking me questions about it. And even here, when my boss introduces me to, so in Lincoln Corner, it's basically we do a lot of collaborations with third parties. So people come here, do their programs, and we facilitate them. So again, they introduce me as an exchange alumni, and then I get questions asked, and so yeah, and especially like I think it really improved my communication skills. It made me more open-minded, more non-judgmental, more accepting of other cultures. So I could go on and on about how important they are in shaping your personality and in helping you, uh, realize your true potential, find yourself in a new environment, get out of your comfort zone. So yeah, it has helped me a lot, and it continues to help me even after 1 year that has passed by since I've been back.
Thank you so much, Farina. We have some other alumni from exchange program who have joined us as well. So I will also ask their insight on the same questions that I've asked Farina one by one. And after that, we can have an info session. And I'm seeing that you guys are dropping a lot of questions in the chat, and then we can address these questions to Farina and she can continue answering them. So thank you so much, because your every advice that you gave and every point that you mentioned was really insightful. So we have Imrana with us. She was also an alumni of the Sister to Sister Exchange Program Cohort 2023. She was, in fact, me, Farina, and Imrana were in the same cohort. Not only that, she's also a member of the Girls Pride Pakistan organization and is handling a lot of work. And she's also very actively engaged in the community. So, Imrana, if you can also share some insight regarding what was your mindset when you were crafting your statement of purpose for the program.
Hello, Harim. Hello, Farina. Hello, everyone. Farina, your insights were really helpful. I feel like it was much needed to, share our experience with the rest of our fellows and everybody who are willing and who are trying to apply for exchange programs. Regarding my experience, it was kind of a roller coaster because I'm sorry, guys, I cannot open my. There's something wrong with my camera right now. I feel like you guys can't see me, but yeah. My experience was overall was great, but I had kind of faced some challenges in 2022 when I was applying, because it was my I was just a graduate out of my college. After doing my FSC, I kind of searched for programs because I had this mindset of, oh, I want to go abroad for my undergraduate, etc., etc. But at the same time, there are not a lot of programs which kind of sponsor you for 4 years. Then I got to know about exchange programs, and I was like, okay, this is something which can give me an exposure of outside world. So I came to know about Sister to Sister exchange program. I did apply, but at the same time, when I was selected with my fellows girls who were like really talented. There were most of them were like at their last years of universities, or like in the final years of for example, there was a girl with us, Ikra. She was in her fifth year of MBBS, and when I went to the pre-departure orientation, I felt like, okay, this is somewhere I don't belong to. But yeah, it's something like I feel like I have changed a lot after my exchange program, because the first year I couldn't go due to some issues. But being honest, being having the motivation, and some like I was really had this vision of changing myself, because I didn't like what I was going through, because I am a CA student, right? I am doing CA and I don't have a university life. I don't have a social life to go out and to get the experience which the university life provides, like project management, group discussions, etc., etc. So I really wanted to experience that thing. And exchange program, sister to sister exchange program, really helped me to get the insights of those things. And regarding the how you write your application and everything, I would like to suggest you guys to be very honest and open about what you have been through in your life, what you have experienced as a student or as a child or whatever. Because as Farina mentioned, there was this question in our in our you know the papers we had to submit, or the documents. So there was this question which asked like one event in your life that kind of changed you. So I wrote about my personal experiences as a child, or something I experienced in my life. It's not like and in my interview as well, in the initial interview, they really asked me about that particular event. Because if there is something I had written and I had experienced, I should know all aspects of the thing and how it impacted my life and how I want to change if I go back in time. So that is something I would suggest, like be completely honest, and yeah, like not decorating your application with huge terms you don't know. Because one of the political terms I had used, not you can say political terms, some huge term I used in the application, and one of the uh, you know s- interviewers kind of picked that word out of my application and asked me the definition of it. Okay, this is something you have written, and tell us more about it. And yeah, this is something I would suggest, be completely honest. And I guess that's it from my side. If anything else you guys want to ask.
So, you guys both are from a very diverse background, and you have a very diverse perspective of what you believed was important for your personal statement, because obviously you have different experiences as well. So, we have a query that would you mind telling us what your profile was like when you applied for S2S? Like, what were the extracurriculars that you
Yeah,
kind of highlighted?
y-
I would go with you,
yeah,
Imrana, first, and then Farina, if you can pop in as well.
yeah. Regarding my co-curricular activities or something, I told you I wanted to experience the social life, because after getting into CA, I am a very extroverted person, right? So like my profile was, I have like 30 plus extra co-curricular activities, although like I have a good academic background,
Assalamualaikum,
but
am I
other than
audible?
that, hello,
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Is
I guess Khadija is here. Hello, Khadija. We had received a text that you were kind of busy in the traffic.
no,
We
no.
welcome
So
you.
I got a little caught up in traffic, but I'm here. I think Farina took the first part of the session. So
Yeah,
is Aisha over here? We can continue with mine.
yeah. You can
Okay,
go ahead. You can go ahead.
okay, thank you so much for being here, Khadija. And we have with us Khadija. She was the second speaker that we had invited for today's session. And she was also part of the STS exchange program. She's done bachelor's from Fast University, and she's also very active in a lot of student committees, etc. And we thought that her insight would be also very helpful for you to get examples and how to craft actually a compelling personal statement. So over to you, Khadija, now.
Okay, right. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me. First of all, I am so sorry for being late. मुझे नहीं पता था कि आज 14th अगस्त की वजह से रश होता है, so the roads were very bad today. So first of all, thank you everyone for first of all inviting me here. I'll give a brief introduction about myself. My name is Khadija Irfan. As Hareem mentioned, I graduated from Fast News Islamabad. I have been part of several communities that include Google Developer Student Clubs, Pakistani Women in Computing, and several more Google Developer groups. And other than that, I have actively participated in several competitions and applied thoroughly to many programs. तो अभी SOP writing की बात पे तो हम आते हैं ना, तो there's this thing that I say when writing SOPs and everything, and I'm sure Farina might have mentioned a lot of things, but एक चीज जो मुझे नजर आती है that is really really important whenever you apply to an application is making sure that you show कि आप कौन हो through your SOP, and that in itself is the most important task when writing an SOP. It should reflect कि अच्छा, this is the person we want to select and this is the person who is coming to us. So with each program, there's a difference. So I was selected for Sister to Sister program, and we were given 5 essay questions in which we had to write different answers, different things were asked. But आप ये कह सकते हो कि अच्छा question में ये पूछा होगा कि आपकी achievements क्या है. Sure, you can list down a ton of them if you have them. That is great. But SOP में बात अलग क्या होती है? Even though if you know the answer of the question, what they're really looking for is personality. So that is really important. And the second thing that is really, really important is prompts. Farina might have mentioned different scholarships and everything that we have, that they're going around. So I would encourage all of you to look around and see कि अच्छा ये वाली हमारी scholarships हैं, ये वाली scholarships है, ये program है, ये program है, कहाँ जाना है. Would be, I would say LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best way to find out things. Why? You connect with people and you look at their profile and you see कि अच्छा, this person went here, this person went here, and there's this sort of awareness that is created in LinkedIn. You keep up to date कि अच्छा, these are potential opportunities that I can achieve. And 2 साल पहले तक मैं भी यही सोचती थी कि पाकिस्तान में there's this dire need of more opportunities and there needs to be, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है. तो ये वाली चीज मुझे बहुत ज्यादा सुनने को मिलती थी. बट मैंने रिसर्च बहुत एक्टिव अपनी रखी. आई डिड नॉट ओनली अप्लाई टू सिस्टर, आई अप्लाई टू सेवरल अदर स्कॉलरशिप्स, एंड I got before the year I got scholarships, the year I got into sister to sister, उससे पहले 1 साल पहले I applied to 20 to 30 places and I got rejected from all of them. 20 to 30 places, and after that was my one chance where I got into sister to sister, and फिर एक upward ladder आपका बनता है. So rejections, they come and go. Do not fear rejections. Keep your research active and make sure कि आप thoroughly अपनी field में देख रहे हो. So Hassan asked a question. Please also give an idea to crack exchange scholarship specifically as a computer science student. Yes. So LinkedIn is a very, someone also asked what is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very important platform that you must have. जिसमें Instagram के बारे में पता होता है. So LinkedIn is like your social profile, but it is professional. So LinkedIn search करें, it is LINKEDIN. LinkedIn. Link and EDIN. And it is very important for you to be there and know कि अच्छा, आप इसमें एक वो ये फायदा होता है जिससे हसन ने पूछा कि कंप्यूटर साइंस की आपको कैसे पता चलती है स्कॉलरशिप. You LinkedIn knows कि अच्छा आपकी फील्ड क्या है, आपकी डोमेन क्या है, and it surrounds people in your profile that are of that domain. तो काफी फिल्टर आउट होके लोग आते हैं. So उसके अलावा अभी मैंने SOP writing में after I came back from sister to sister, I helped a student achieve, उसकी भी SOP writing थी and everything. So I professionally do this. I help people craft their CVs. I help them write SOPs and for different programs that they're applying to. So my first ever client after I came back was a student of a junior of mine, and she asked me to help her get a scholarship for computer science student at University of MBU ZAI. It's in Abu Dhabi and it's one of the most prestigious scholarships. So उधर उन्होंने apply करना था, and she reached out to me for CV crafting, SOP writing, and she got in. So and she was like कि उसके साथ एक और बंदा apply कर रहा था who had better skills, who had a higher GPA, maybe more projects and everything, and she was telling me कि उसको नहीं लगता कि उसका होगा. And I told her what's more important than grades. These things are all of these things are really important. But with all of this, a good SOP and a good CV is also very important. So that guy also applied and the girl also applied, and the guy didn't get it. The girl got it, even though लड़के की achievement ज्यादा थी. क्यों? क्योंकि उसको प्रेजेंट नहीं करना आया. तो आपके पास जितनी भी achievements हो, let's say you're a 4.0, you have done so many research papers, you've written 100 of articles. If you can't present yourself well, there's no point. So SOP की सबसे ज़्यादा important बात ये होती है कि you recognize what the prompt is asking you. For each program, the prompt is different, and you have to make sure कि you understand the prompt very well, and then you go off about it. और इसमें एक चीज़ ये भी ज़रूरी है कि कुछ लोग होते हैं कि एक SOP लिखेंगे, एक statement of purpose लिखेंगे, and that's about it. They'll submit it to 100 different places. No, each scholarship, each opportunity deserves its own chance. You have to make sure that you're crafting something professional and personal for each application. Do not copy paste. Do not use ChatGPT when you're writing your statement of purpose. Make sure it's personal, make sure it's written by you, make sure you mean it, and make sure it shows you. तो एक तो प्रॉम्प्ट अच्छी तरह पढ़ा करें. जो आपको प्रॉम्प्ट दिया जाता है ना, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मेक श्योर यू रीड दैट एंड मेक श्योर कि आप ना सेगमेंट कर दें. अच्छा, प्रॉम्प्ट मुझसे पहली चीज ये मांग रहे हैं, फिर ये मांग रहे हैं, फिर ये मांग रहे हैं, फिर ये मांग रहे हैं. लेट्स से यू डिवाइडेड इट इनटू 4 parts. You will segment it out, and then in that you will write कि अच्छा, this was my first answer, second answer, and third answer, and fourth answer. And if I give you a good time कि अच्छा इस time frame में लिखी गई SOP अच्छी होगी, and a good SOP deserves your time and your effort, and I would say it deserves at least a month of effort कि अच्छा आप उसके उतने revisions करो. पहले आपने 1 month पहले लिखी है, you need thinking time इसमें. तो अगर आप एक दिन पहले लिखोगे तो the SOP is not gonna be good. You cannot think that well as compared to what you can think in a month. When I was applying for my sister to sister program, अभी तो वो खत्म हो गया, but there are several other programs, and I'm not sure, but Farina, did you tell them about them?
I
Tell a
actually
few.
didn't. I didn't get
Okay,
to that point, but you can go ahead.
okay, कोई मसला नहीं. So there are so many programs जिस पे apply कर सकते हैं आप. जिसमें एक I'll tell you about UGRIP है, and there's so many in schools. उसके अलावा हमारे पास RIPS है. It's a UCLA के अंदर एक computer science student के लिए program है. Farina is also sending few, sir, and MIT ACS है. And there are so many, but the best way to write them down and know them is through active research. और वो research आपको LinkedIn से मिलेगी, and being active in your research कि अच्छा मैं इस country जाना चाहता हूँ, तो what are fully funded opportunities for me. So that being said, make sure कि अच्छा आपने ये program select किया, you read what the prompt is, and you write your statement that is personal to that program. Yes, you need to highlight yourself, but you also need to, no, CERN is for Pakistanis. CERN is for Pakistanis, and it is a highly competitive program, and it is a very prestigious program too. So someone asked in the chat ke mention the programs that you know. So इस चीज में ना, what I would advise you, and I feel like the best way to go about the situation is to, एक तो मैं तो 2-3 नाम ले लूंगी. UGRIP है, MBU ZAI का. I'm naming them for my field again. Farina might know them for her field. So हर किसी का different होता है. तो the best way to know your programs or know कि अच्छा मैंने apply यहाँ करना है is go to LinkedIn, is find your people, find mentors, and search through their profiles. Search actively about the countries that you want to upload. Okay, मैंने पता है अपनी research start कैसे की थी. मैंने पहला लिखा था fully funded opportunity. This is a very basic level of research. अब मेरी बहुत enhance हो गई. But when I started doing it, the first thing that I did was it was 2 years back, I started writing fully funded opportunities for international students in this country. उधर से मेरी शुरुआत हुई, and then my research got better. I found better ways to research. I found better opportunities कि अच्छा ऐसे ऐसे ढूंढते हैं information. मैंने फिर अपनी LinkedIn profile बनाई. I messaged people who inspired me. I saw their profiles कि अच्छा ये बंदा यहाँ गया, and that's how I learned कि अच्छा this is the I learned about a scholarship that was given by UCLA for a summer program through profiles through LinkedIn, and I reached out to those people and I told them about myself कि मैं ये हूँ, and this scholarship and this program that you went to and got this fully funded scholarship, it really inspired me. How can you help me? So the best way to approach all of these things is कि एक तो सबसे पहले LinkedIn बनाए अपनी, अगर आपकी नहीं बनी हुई, reach out to people अपनी field में and start searching up things. शुरू सबसे random search होगा, but then you will find really really good institutes and really really good opportunities. And one thing I would say कि these opportunities really groom you. आप देखोगे कि आपके vision में कितना फर्क आएगा. At the start, you might, अगर आप मुझसे 2 साल पहले बात करते, you might see a very different version of me, or you might have a very different first impression of me. Now that you're talking, now that you come and talk to me, you will have a very different first impression. And I feel like that comes with experiences, or experiences जितने vast or broad होते हैं, it's better. We did shift away a little from the topic, which was statement of purpose. तो मैंने तो major चीजें highlight कर दी, and I'm sure Farina also did a very wonderful job in explaining what is important and everything. I would love to hear from all of you. If you have any questions, तो जरूर पूछे. And if you have any thoughts about anything we said, so let's get that input.
Thank you so much, Khadija. You actually addressed a lot of points generally. I would like to go in depth in about some points. First of all, the first question is that what was your actual profile, if you're comfortable to share, when you were applying for the exchange program? And I would like Farina, you to answer this as well after Khadija.
Sure. Acha. So my actual profile was, I had led several societies. I had published a paper, research paper in my field. I had an internship. I was again, this is me applying in my 6th semester for that program. And I had one internship where I published a research paper. Other than that, I had led one community. And if you talk more than that, I had good grades. I would definitely say I had very good grades, and I had really good mentors in terms of helping me write my statement of purpose, and my letter of recommendations were really good. तो अगर आप मुझसे पूछे तो अप्लाई करने से पहले इतनी कोई ज्यादा चीजें नहीं थी. अब बहुत ज्यादा चीजें आ सकती है मेरी प्रोफाइल में अगर मैं दोबारा अप्लाई करूं. But at that time it was minimal as compared to now. But what really set me apart was good statement of purpose, good letters of recommendation, and my good grades, I would say.
Okay, so when I talk about my profile, so this is going to be very surprising. So I applied when I was in my 4th semester. So even my transcript was just of my 3 semesters. My grades were good, I'm going to be honest. They were mostly A's, but I didn't have that many like extracurricular. I haven't been very active in my school life or my college life. So in university, I had some projects that I had done. And I had one internship. It was an online internship, but it was really good. It was, the supervisor was again, she was a very big shot psychologist. So she gave me a recommendation letter. So that was a very strong recommendation letter. And then my English professor gave me another one. So I had those things. And then the thing was that I think it was again the personal statement, because I don't think the extracurricular were, that good. I didn't have any research experience as well. So I think it was that, and then, performance in my interview. And the thing is, so sister, they were looking for young girls. They wanted to, again, focus on their development. The idea wasn't to get super, people who have so much experience, because again, that would wouldn't really make sense for the vision of the program. They wanted the program to be a stepping stone for us, which it actually turned out to be. Because then if I apply now, then I have, after coming back, I got an Oxford University, a research internship, and then, this job. So yeah, my profile wasn't that great. I think it was my performance in the interview, personal statement, and the recommendation letters. Yes.
Yeah. So मतलब यही मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि like these opportunities are looking for people that working. It's you're not gonna get it. You are gonna get it. You just have to show yourself. And how do you show yourself? That's what the session is all about. So yeah. Any other questions?
So another question that has been asked in chat, if you guys are comfortable sharing one's strength or weakness or a challenge they faced and how did they actually overcome it. That's a very important part of storytelling, and I believe it's an important component to any motivation letter or statement of purpose that you're writing. So would you like to maybe share your story as well? If
Okay. Farina, would you like to go first?
Oh, okay, sure. So for that, I remember so the question that was when have you ever faced a conflict with your teachers or supervisors or colleagues or anything? So I did. So it was only I had only been in the university for again 3 semesters. So I did mention a tough experience that I had with my teacher. But again, I phrased it in a way that it didn't come off as me, bad mouthing her or anything like that. I mentioned that I didn't understand her criteria for marking, and I was causing some distress because really wasn't sure why I wasn't getting good grades. So I mentioned that, and then I mentioned what I did to again, rectify the situation. So I went up to her. I had a very good conversation with her. I said to her that this is how I've been feeling, and can you please mention the criteria? And then I talked about how then the situation actually resolved because then she told me what she was looking for. I worked on that in the final assignment. I ended up scoring good. And then I scored an overall good grade as well. So I mentioned that. And then they asked me a similar question in the interview. And I sort of, related that story with that answer as well. So there was that. And then I think one of the greatest strengths that you can put in your personal statement that can again be brought up in your interview is mention how you're a good communicator, you have good communication skills, because again that is important. But again, if you feel like you don't have it, then that's not like a very big weakness that you can't work on. You can mention that you struggle with this, but you want to work on it, and I think they will consider that, because that again is one of the visions they do. If they see the potential, then they are still gonna select you. It's not gonna, make you ineligible or immediately you don't have to. Sometimes people do that, they self-reject. Even before applying, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm never gonna get this. My profile isn't good enough. And that's just not the best way to go. Because I could have easily said that. I could have easily been like, hey, I have no extracurricular people around me, they're so active in sports societies, they've been so active in their school life since, super young age. I didn't have that. But, I mentioned all of that in the personal statements, and that definitely helped me. So I hope that from this, you guys are encouraged to never, let those things stop you from applying. Because, applying is okay, sometimes it's free, sometimes they charge you, but in this case, it was free. So, it's free. So go ahead and apply. Don't self-reject. That's what I would
Yeah.
say.
And my talk about Hareem mentioned a really good point कि ये चीज बहुत जरूरी होती है when you're writing your SOP, face like your no one has a perfect journey. They're seeing, they're waiting for you to write about your challenges, and they want to see कि how did you overcome them. They want to see the person that you became after them. So if I talk about my journey, when I was applying, I'll tell if अभी मुझसे कोई मिले वो कभी यकीन नहीं करेगा कि मैं इंट्रोवर्ट होती थी एक जमाने में. First semester me, I did not talk to anyone. I was the most shyest person ever. I could not talk. I could not um approach anyone, or I could not share my point of views. But aista aista, there's this thing of growth in your mind. You need to have कि अच्छा मैंने बढ़ना है, मैंने आगे करना है, and I have to do this. With that motivation, with that mindset, I feel like a person can go a long way. But that initial step is necessary through that motivation. So first of all, with every challenge and every setback that you have, make sure you bring in yourself कि अच्छा मसला आया, I will overcome it. Bring that motivation in you. Asha, so Hassan also asked a question. I will answer that shortly. Um, my uh, my take on this is कि जो भी आपका लेसन होता है ना, टेक इट, जो भी रिजेक्शन होती है, जो भी एनीथिंग होती है, टेक इट एज अ लर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटी, take it as a stepping stone, not as a setback. You get rejected from 100 different places, then you get accepted to one, and that is just how it is, and that is perfectly normal. And Farina mentioned this, comparing yourself and not stepping forward is the worst mistake you can do. Your worst enemy, I would say, will be will be yourself in this regard, कि अगर आप अपने आप को इतना let down कर रहे हो, make sure कि अपने लिए you are that motivation, कि you are that person कि अच्छा, no, I want to do this and I will do this. So talking about setbacks and everything, I'll tell you something personal about my journey. I started university at a very young age. I started it with my eldest sister, and वो भी मेरे साथ ही enter हुई थी university में, maybe. So I entered university when I was 16. So I was 3 years younger than my batch. I skipped 3 years of education, and I'm graduating at also a younger age, 4 years plus करते. So I went into university when I was 16. Or everyone in my class was either 19 or 20. ठीक है, और मुझे बहुत डर लगा हुआ था कि मैं कह रही थी मैं इतने बड़े लोगों में आ गई हूँ, हाउ एम आई गना सर्वाइव इन दिस, ये तो दे आर सो मच बेटर देन मी, आई एम नथिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ देम, मुझे कहाँ भेज दिया है. बट as I went forward, I am so glad. I feel like कि ये मेरी बहुत बड़ी achievement है कि मैंने इस चीज को अपने ऊपर घेरा नहीं डाल लिया कि मैंने कहा नहीं, अच्छा, no, I cannot do this, these people are amazing and I am not. No, I did not let that happen. I made sure कि अच्छा, okay, I have this age difference, doesn't matter, I'm going to be the best in the room. I'm going to apply to places that I want to apply to, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to get an A if I want an A. It doesn't matter if I'm young. It's not a thing. So with setbacks, with challenges, they come. But take it as an opportunity, that this is a learning opportunity for you. At 16, I am graduating in my batch with a silver medal. I'm second position पे मैं अपने batch में graduate कर रही हूँ, and I am youngest in the batch, and not youngest by 1 year. I'm youngest by 3 years. So I'm sharing this not as trying to sound cocky, just to give you guys motivation कि आप किसी भी stage पे हो ना life के, you are capable of so much more than you think. And this was one of the challenges and one of the setbacks that came to me, and how I approached it. I didn't let my age come in between things. I made sure कि it does not show in my acts. It does not show कि अच्छा ये छोटी है तो इससे नहीं होगा. नहीं, क्या हुआ? I did everything that I wanted to do, and Alhamdulillah, I'm so glad that I didn't let this come in between all of the opportunities that were laid out for me. So, acha, Hassan ka sawal aaya. I went through your LinkedIn profile. How? Acha. It's not about doing so many things. I would say the right balance. लोग मुझे बहुत एक्टिव देखते हैं सोसाइटीज में, तो फास्ट में मेन क्वेश्चन यही होता है कि आपके ग्रेड्स तो अच्छे नहीं होंगे. बट आई टेल यू वन थिंग, आई डिड मैनेज माई ग्रेड्स वेरी वेल, एंड दे वर माई हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी ऑलवेज. दैट्स व्हाई आई वाज एबल टू गेट इनटू सो मच स्टफ, क्योंकि मैंने दोनों का बहुत अच्छा ब्लेंड रखा हुआ था. एक, I was very good at making sure I'm creating connections, and connections are really important. And also finding that blend कि अच्छा इस टाइम पढ़ाई करनी है, इस टाइम ये टाइम देना है. तो that blend and that work life balance जो नहीं आप कहते तो इसको कह लो university life balance, finding that is really important, and knowing कि अच्छा ये मुझसे handle होगा, ये मुझसे handle नहीं होगा, and prioritizing things accordingly. So that is very important. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Wow, I was not expecting such an insightful answer for this particular question, because you guys have been kind enough to share your personal experience and your personal story, your personal strength. And I believe when our participants were also hearing this, they could hear like how different each of your profile was, how different each of your challenge was. What was important that you were self-aware of what challenge that you were facing, at the same time how you overcame it. This is a way of storytelling. And you guys, even when you're talking right now, it is quite clear that how important and how easy it is for you to link this information. So my next question would be that, when you come back to Pakistan, there was this new term that we were introduced to, that was reverse culture shock. How did you actually integrate back into this Pakistani society, into this community, and how did you maintain that balance that, you want to achieve so much coming back, but there are limitations? So how did you deal with that? Both of you, if you could shed some insight on this.
Okay, so that is a great question. So I think reverse cultural shock, it definitely did hit me. At first, it was just missing that experience, feeling like, okay, so it really is over those 6 weeks because again, that truly was, the best time of my life yet. So I had a wonderful experience. I met so many amazing people. So I had a lot of academic growth, some professional growth. I networked with professors there. So Boston University's global department, they were the ones hosting us. They arranged meetings for us with faculty from our fields. They asked us, and then they arranged all those meetings. So that led to a lot of professional growth because those professors, they were so nice that even after coming back, one of them was like texting me on LinkedIn. She was like, let's stay connected. I'll connect you with one of my other colleagues who's from another field that you mentioned. You can reach out to her for any questions. So again, people really are that helpful. But it was mostly like the friends that I made there, the memories that I shared with them. So after coming back, I went through a whole period where I was like, I was missing them. At the same time, I was starting my new semester in university. So again, at first it was hard, but then I sort of handled it, and then I motivated myself to now I have this responsibility. I have to give back to my community. I have to do well in other aspects of my life. So I started applying for internships, and I think one of the people here asked how they can apply for internships. So my internship that I was talking about was very different in the sense that it was a project. So it was a PhD thesis that this particular PhD candidate at the University of Oxford is currently doing. It's been funded by a grantee association, and so she was looking for field workers in Pakistan, and that was particularly only for psychology students because again, that work required for us to be familiar with psychological tests and communication skills because again, we would be working with children, we would be facilitating and collaborating with school teams, their administration. So I'm sure a lot of people will be familiar with the Citizens Foundation. So sort of in collaboration with that. So I landed that research internship. And again, I mentioned this sister program in my interview, and the person hiring was very impressed with that. So how I came across that opportunity was through LinkedIn. She just posted that job ad and I applied following the guidelines. We just had to email her a cover letter and a CV. So I did that and I landed that. And then I graduated and then I landed this job. So yeah, you do feel the sense of responsibility after coming back. But again, you also build those skills to, perform well at the same time. So it is a very balanced, thing that you go through, but it really, helps. And I would like Khatija to, take my answer forward.
Yeah, wonderful answer. I feel like we're talking about two sides of the same program that we went to, and it's quite interesting for me to hear all of these things too. Acha, well, like Farina said, coming back, I feel like hum sab ne jo cheez ki thi, the 23 girls that went and came back, they brought this positive attitude and a higher mission with them back. If again you talk to some of us before the program, you will see our goals उससे पहले कितने थे आई एम श्योर बहुत ज्यादा तब भी थे but there was this enhancement, you would say. There was this polishing that was done from the program, and when you get to see the world, you get to dream big. आप सोचते हो कि अच्छा, if this is possible, I am gonna do 100 more things. So coming back, yes, there was a cultural shock, maybe, but it was kind of in a nicer way. What my cultural shock was कि मैं वापस आई, I saw कि how little we were dreaming and how big of the world this is, and how many opportunities and how many talent there is, और हम उसको किस तरह utilize नहीं कर रहे. So that was the biggest shocker for me. I saw कि अच्छा नहीं, वापस आके there is so much potential in the world around us. There is so much going on, and there's so much we can do. Our mission in life, our goals and the goals around me were very little, and they were little क्योंकि उनको awareness नहीं थी, उनको पता नहीं था कि उनके इर्द गिर्द क्या होता है. You know what? I will congratulate all of you, and there are two congratulations in order. First, the congratulation is for all of you to take the step and attend this session. This is a step towards awareing yourself, which is a very important step. The second congratulations, that's in order. I will mention Hassan. He has been very interactive during the session. So, दूसरा step Hassan ने लिया क्या कि अच्छा उसको पता चला, उसने बस सुना नहीं, उसने he tried कि अच्छा now how do I do this for myself? He asked questions. So that's the second congratulations in order. So you're taking this step, you're awareing yourself. That's the step towards it. That's the first step towards it. And once you start doing this, once you start putting yourself out there, you will see ke acha nahi, there is this world and there's this to explore. So I am so proud of all of you for showing up, and I would recommend you to join such sessions बहुत ज़्यादा, because आपको पता नहीं है लेकिन आपकी बहुत grooming होती है. As you get to hear what people have done, even by little आप grow करते हो. तो make sure कि आप ये sessions join किया करो. You find people who inspire you. You find people जो आपको motivate करें कि अच्छा, if that person did it, I'm gonna do it too. So the cultural shock again, just Ramanika, was this for me. And Alhamdulillah, I see such initiatives. Girls Fly is doing a wonderful job hosting these sessions. So ये बात मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है कि there are some communities that are trying to do this, but I would also encourage the audience to spread the word and make sure your friends join them too. And make sure कि there's a positive impact and you're actually learning from these opportunities. क्योंकि अभी इस session के through आपको मेरा और फरीना का पता चला, you might reach out to us on LinkedIn sometime soon, and we might help you through something. So these sessions and these awareness thingies, they're very important. So make sure you take that step. That's the thing that I would say.
Thank you so much, Khadija. So I think something Khadija mentioned is incredibly like profound, that you guys are so different in your experiences, in the periods that you were mentioning, the challenges that you faced, and even in general, personality wise, I would say your profile is so different. And this breaks a mold which many people believe that every scholarship program is looking for a very specific type of criteria. That's not true. So when you heard about their stories, you also heard that like Khadija was so active in the community work like that. And yes, on the other hand, Farina was also active, but at the same time, she wasn't that much invested. But at the same time, her profile was unique. So I believe another important point that they have stressed upon is the uniqueness of your profile, and saying true to yourself, because this uniqueness will make you shine. 100 profiles, like Farina mentioned, that AI tools and using all that to craft your personal statements, it's going to give you 100 profile with the same answers, and that's not going to make you stand out. And that is going to also be very evident that you have used some AI tools, etc. So staying true to your story, staying true to yourself, and knowing about yourself, it's very important for you when you're crafting your statement of purpose. Thank you so much, Khadija and Farina, for joining us today. Thank you so much for sharing insight from your life and from your journey of the exchange program, and also for advising our participants here. Guys, we will be sharing their contact details, their LinkedIn IDs in the Girls Fly Pakistan original group as well. Apart from that, yes, LinkedIn ID of Farina and Khadija has been shared in chat. We will be sharing that in the group as well. Apart from that, I do believe you guys are very interested in knowing about the scholarship opportunities that both of them were mentioning. So we will ask them that they will forward that to us as well, and we will share that on the group as well. So that's it for today. Please keep tuned in for the other sessions which are going to be happening during this week, because this is a series that is going to last up till I believe the last week of August, and you're going to listen to a lot of speakers, and they're going to be catering to a lot of scholarship programs. So we hope to see you guys in the next session, and thank you so much, speakers.
Thank you. And I would like to mention a huge shout out to the organizers, specifically Hareem, Imrana, Aisha, and all of the wonderful people I'm missing. Hareem, wonderful job at hosting us and keeping the session alive. And thank you for the wonderful, intriguing questions. So yeah, I wish you all the best of
Okay,
luck.
guys,
So
thank you so
please join
much.
Pakistan.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all so much.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna end the meeting right now. Stay tuned in for more updates and meetings and the opportunities that are going to be available. We'll be posting that. Also, keep in mind that there have been some internship positions that have opened at Girls Fly Pakistan. They're going to be a great part of volunteer experience and community service hours. So please keep updated by following our LinkedIn profiles and all the social media handles, because they are going to be posted there as well. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.